It's hot today. Can you hear the cicadas? No, that's a moped. Hold on. All right, now can you hear the cicadas? Man, they're loud. That means it's gonna be hot. It's been hot. Today we're working on a 2019 Toyota Highlander. We're doing new car prep, interior and exterior, and we're using the Gyeon Syncro kit. And the customers opted for the 3 layers of Mohs. It's gonna be 4 layers total. So 3 layers of Mohs, 1 layer of skin. This thing will be protected for quite a few years. He's somewhere back there. All right, so this thing is really in nice condition. It's brand new. Not much we're gonna do as far as paint correction goes, but let's take a look at the vehicle, see what we're up against. So typical engine bay, not too bad, just some junk and leaves here. Not really too many bugs to worry about. Hi. Wheels, really not too bad. We're going to be taking the wheels off. So we'll be taking these off. It has this like nice, chrome face to it, but they're not finished in the inside. I don't know if it's clear coated or what, is in there, but we'll take the wheels off and take a look at it. So complainy. Interior is immaculate. Just a little bit of light dusting, light vacuuming, but we're going to clean the leather. We're going to prep it. We're going to use the Gyeon leather cleaner and their leather shield. So it's their heavy duty leather coating. And we'll put that on everything on the interior here, including the dash and everything. And we also will be using some carpet protection, but I don't have the Gyeon carpet protection. I have the sea quartz. So we're going to use the sea quartz fabric and carpet coating. So that's what we'll use on the carpets. The interior will be pretty straightforward. There's only, some weird little light spots here and there, maybe just from like water or drinks or something that had sprinkled onto here, but that will be cleaned off, prepped, and everything coated in here. And of course, within the detail, we clean the door jambs and we put the Gyeon Cure in the door jambs as well. We usually don't coat the door jambs. You can if you want to. Maybe if I have some coating left over, I can do that. It's going to be using a lot of coating with 3 layers of Mohs. But usually I put Gyeon Cure in the door jambs and the trunk lid area and under the hood, and that protects it for a really, really long time because it doesn't see sun or anything like that. So those will clean up much easier. So pretty straightforward, not much to show as far as before. We'll see, some rain spotting and, there's junk. It's definitely dirty. The gloss black pillars here and here, we'll take a look at those when we get inside. These may need correction, and we'll take a look at the paint, but I'm not thinking the paint is going to need any type of correction. Just, well, we'll see. There's a little bit of spotting, but those might just wash right off. So we'll inspect it when we pull it into the garage. All right, let's get started. Love this towel. This is the Rag Company drying towel. This big purple monster. When it gets saturated, it gets super, super heavy. But man, it does a great job at drying. I'll have a link to this down below. Check it out. You can actually find it on carguysupplies.com. Check out the link. Like, really? Perfect weather? I don't think so. All right, guys, so it is pulled in now, so it's washed, it's dried, it's deconned, and really the paint is super smooth and slick, and really, I don't see any defects yet, so we'll inspect it, but it looks, yeah, it's looking really, really nice. So as we go along, you know, we'll look at each panel, and if there are little swirls or light scratches or any marks along the way, then we'll address those as we get to it. But as you can see, already the paint looks pretty much near perfect. And these wheels, so we'll inspect these more when we take the wheels off. But for now, let's keep looking at the paint, see if there's anything that stands out. Usually towards the bottom is where you see maybe some heavier defects, and not really picking up anything. It looks very, very nice. So as far as the paint goes, we are just going to do the paint prep using Gyeon polish. Let's look at the pillars. Oh yeah, those are usually pretty bad, but that's not horrible. That'll correct pretty easily. Whoa, and look at here. We got some hologram action. Okay, so we will fix that. We'll show you how to fix that. Look at all that movement. So those are called holograms. Why are they called holograms? Because when you move, it creates movement like this. Move from side to side, and it kind of looks like a hologram. If you've ever seen hologram cards or baseball cards or anything like that, you see how it makes that movement effect? That's why we call it that. So my wife is now coating all the leather. It was cleaned, and she's using the Gyeon leather shield right there. Really nice stuff. And for that, we use the little micro sway just because it's easy to apply that way. You can get into all the little seams and cracks and crevices of the leather. So you apply that nice and wet onto the leather and let it dry, and just do a light buff if you need to with a cloth, and you're good to go. And this stuff boasts up to a year, maybe more, depending on usage of the vehicle. All right, so she's going to do all of the leathers and plastics in here. Let's look at how the back seat turned out, because there were just some spots on here. Not anymore. Yeah, remember there was like some weird little, look like spill marks, drink marks, or something like that. There's a spot there, that's gone. So we used the Gyeon leather cleaner. Now this isn't a heavy duty cleaner, it's more of a prep. So if your leather is really nasty, then use another stronger dedicated leather cleaner, and then use this after to kind of neutralize any chemical and prep the leather or the plastic. So that's what was done here. So the leather is nice and clean. Marks on the pillar here in the interior, those are clean, and same goes with that other side there that we showed you before. Gyeon primer, that's what we're going to use for the prep polish. So this will actually be really, really nice and fairly easy, because this stuff really does a nice job of glossing up the paint. And if I combine it with, say, an orange pad like this that has a little bit of cut to it, it can remove very, very light defects. I'm going to use the white pad for now though, because the paint looks so good that I really don't need to step it up any heavier. So really it'll be intensifying the gloss and laying down some of the primer for the coatings. So here's the Gyeon Syncro kit that we're going to be using, and we're going to be putting 3 layers of Mohs, 1 layer of skin, which is a lot of layers, but that'll protect for a couple of years. All right, guys, let's begin with the primer. You really, whoa. I shook it up and it spit all over me. Okay, you really don't need too much for this. Just a few little drops. So just a little bit like that on the pad. You'll notice a little bit goes a long way. just a few section passes, it kind of melts into the paint a little bit, and then it creates a super nice smooth surface. This feels really, really nice. It wipes away really easy. Perfect. Yeah, really nice. And I can feel the difference. It's nice and smooth here. Yep, nice and slick. And here you get grabby and nice and slick. Yeah, look at that. Yep, you can feel the line right there. Now that I fingerprinted it, let's wipe it. Paint is looking beautiful. It's not much to show you guys. It's pretty much perfect. All right, I'll show you. So there's the condition of the paint. And that's pretty much the section I just polished. You know, into here is where I didn't polish, but you really don't see a difference because the paint is so nice anyway. And this color is forgiving, but you can tell there's no swirls, there's no imperfections in the paint, at least not here. Sorry, that's just the shadow of the microphone cord. Not much to show as far as paint defects, but look at that flake though. That's nice, right? We're going to continue the prep polish. There's not much to see there. I'll just put a time lapse and get all the prep polish done, and then we'll go on to coating what we can coat today. So the trim, the windshield, the glass, the sunroof area, all the plastics that are in here. We'll show you, you know, there's plastics in here and how we coat that, and all down there as well, all those plastics. And what we're going to do is let the coating, or let the primer, the Gyeon primer, sit for 24 hours. It's actually one of the best practices to do with Gyeon primer. There's a couple of different options. You can just do, you know, after a few hours, do a light wipe down with Gyeon prep, a very light wipe down with it, and then go on to coating it. This is a really cool product because you can wait 24 hours and then coat right on top of it without having to wipe it down with any isopropyl alcohol or Gyeon prep or anything. You can go right to coating it after 24 hours. So that's what we're gonna do. So by tomorrow at this time, it should be ready to coat, or when I'm done priming it. It'll probably be around noon. That'll give me plenty of time because we're gonna take the wheels off. That'll definitely take some time. Each wheel will come off. We clean it a little bit more, we prep it, and then coat it and put it back, torque it to spec. Yeah, and then we'll get to layering all the coatings. But let's continue. We'll put a time lapse and get all the polishing done. All right, on to the next phase. We are cleaning and treating the plastic. So just a little bit of spotting like that, but that'll clean right up. So what I'm doing is using the Gyeon Prep, spraying a towel, and then just lightly going over that plastic trim. It's going to remove any type of spotting or junk that might be on the trim. It gets rid of any oils, any residual dressings. Go all the way down here. All right, and that flashes away. And now you're left with a nice clean base. So now we can coat that. So we're going to do that all around the vehicle, all the plastic, which is really not too much. You have these over the wheel well. Same with the back. You have over the wheel well, and you have the back bumper. Then you have the front bumper lower piece here, and you know, these little pieces and little grill pieces. And of course the windshield cowl, this area, and that's pretty much it. It's really not too much at all. All right, so all the bottom plastics are coated, so we're going to just do the windshield cowl now. So what I'm going to do is pop the hood, that way I can get better access to it. And yeah, so let's try that first. All right, that's better. I can get to everything now. So I'm going to be pretty generous here. I don't have to worry about overspray on the paint. Because I got the hood up, and I didn't really go near here. So I'm going to give the windshield cowl a really good wipe down, and the little arms here, because I will coat those too. I'll just lift this up and hit the glass, coating the glass in a moment anyway, so might as well clean the glass also. I'm going to spray the towel and then hit the glass. I don't really need any overspray. Spraying onto the towel is easy, removes any gunk on the glass, preps it for the coating. All right, let's move over to that side. So same thing, I'll just spray in there, pretty generous, and then I'll wipe everything down, including the little arms here. I don't know about you, but I actually like the smell of the Gyeon prep. It just kind of smells like nice soap to me. So that's looking good. I'm going to just do this little strip on the side of the window. All these housings on the mirror here, they're all prepped also. So the plastic is ready to go. All right, we're using Gyeon trim. Really nice packaging. I've used this product before and I had to order some more. Let's remove all the outer layer of plastic here. Give it a shake, kind of let it settle. Put on some gloves for this, at least for my one hand that I will be applying the coating with. Actually, it's probably going to be my right hand. All right, so I'm going to use, let's see, should I use the applicator? Maybe I can use the applicator. We're going to change it up though, and I'm going to cut the applicator. So I'm going to cut it in half. I'll fold it up like that. And let's just cut it all the way in quarters. So now I have 4 pieces. And this is perfect. Make sure, yeah, everything looks clean around here. It's a brand new bottle. And let's begin with the windshield cowl. All right, next, windshield. We're going to use G-Technic G5, and I like to use the little blue applicators and shake it well. I put just a few drops like that and just apply in circular motions, really thin, really thin. You'll see the product spread and it'll look like it's running out, but it's not. It's actually just producing a nice fine film, and I kind of outline the glass, and then I'll go in straight lines also, cross hatch, just to make sure that I have perfect coverage. And I kind of put this on so thin that it basically kind of melts into the glass. It'll look like it's not there, but you'll still see a slight little film. You do not want to apply this too heavy because it'll be a bear to remove. And the more you apply it like this, the more you spread it, it gets thinner and thinner and thinner. So just keep working it into the glass and it'll be so much easier to remove. All right, now when it's had just, I don't know, maybe 5 minutes to kind of dry on the surface, it doesn't really specify leaving it on there for any amount of time. I let it kind of just sit there for a little bit, and now I can take just a dry microfiber towel and remove any residue, and it comes off really easy. Like I said, it used to be a pain because I was applying it too thick. Now it's perfect. Apply the product nice and thin. So you may notice that I have that light on the boom pole. It's great to shine right on the windshield so that when I'm on the inside, I can see any imperfections. So I did notice there's a little blotch over here I need to fix, and I'll just go in here and make sure that all of the glass on the inside is cleaned and looking nice. It does kind of help me on the outside too. The more light, the better with your windshield. And what I'll do is I'll hit the rest of the glass, including the sunroof, with this, Dr. Beasley's Glass IQ. So this is actually an easier application. I'll show you how to do that. All right, so sunroof, it's pretty easy. With the Dr. Beasley's Glass IQ, it's a spray-on, wipe-off product. Super easy. Does not take much at all. You just wipe it into the surface. You really don't have to wait or anything. You just kind of keep wiping it into the surface and it seals it. On the windshield, usually this will get you 6 months plus. Everywhere else where you don't have wiper abrasion, maybe up to a year. Who knows? The application of this is just so easy. It's a pleasure to use. Really nice stuff. So this will go on the sunroof and all the rest of the glass on the vehicle. First wheel removed, and really not too bad. So we're going to wipe this all down and prep it, and not really much to, polish in here. It's not really meant to do that. So we're simply going to clean it, and then we're going to coat the inside here, and we're going to flip it and coat the other side. So let's take each of the lug nuts. We're going to douse them and panel wipe, give them a little wipe down and prep them. And then same little cloth, we are going to coat them. Just enough so that it does coat the top of it. And there we go. So lug nuts are now coated, protected, and we can put everything back on. This wheel is done, driver's side front, as well as the driver's side rear. All right, done and done. The B-pillars are looking really nice. They cleaned up beautifully. So everything is just awaiting coating for tomorrow. So tomorrow we'll get 3 layers of Mohs, and we'll see if we can get the 4th layer of skin also on. So I don't know if I'll have time to put all the coatings on tomorrow, because the 3 layers of Mohs itself is probably going to take us 3 hours, maybe 3.5 hours, because by the time we finish, it'll be about an hour, and then we just coat again and then coat again. So that's 3 hours, possibly 4 hours. We're going to have to break in between, and that's just for the Mohs layers. And then we'll wait 4 hours or so and then apply skin. We might even wait overnight. I've done that before, where I put the layers of Mohs, and then the next day, where it has 12 hours or so in the morning, is when I'll put the layer of skin, and that works great also. So you can wait a longer time to put the skin on top of the Mohs layers. But anyhow, it's gonna have 4 layers of protection on it, built up. So it's gonna rest tonight, and then we'll see you tomorrow. So the application of Mohs is very easy, a very forgiving coating to apply. So we're on the first application right now. Just started on this fender, making my way around, and I'm going to do a time lapse because I need to crack on with this. I got 3 layers to put on within about 4 hours or so. A little time in between to basically let you know where I had left off coating, to be able to catch up to that point. It's supposed to be about an hour or so, but it's pretty warm here in the garage. I do have the AC going, but still the ambient temperature is pretty warm. So this will start to set up a lot quicker, a lot faster. Let's go into a time lapse, get this done, at least get the first layer done, and then keep on going from there. All right, first coat done. It's so easy to apply. It's actually a breeze to use. You know, you always have a light like this to use, and just double check all around the perimeter of where you just applied the coating, and make sure nothing bumped over to the next, section that you're going. or little areas like this can sometimes get missed around this trim and under here because, you know, it's hard for the angle and the lights to really get to areas like this so that you can see the coating. So make sure to take that towel and go through that area, and you can shine your light all around the edges here. So make sure to get all the lights around the edges and get all the coating removed. Just because when it hardens, it's a pain to remove. So first coat is now done. We're gonna wait about 10 minutes or so and then begin on the second coat. It took me about 45 minutes to go around the entire vehicle. So you're gonna notice something too when applying the second application. It's a little funky and it might freak you out at first, but it's okay. It buffs away clean, but you'll see what I'm talking about in a second. On to the second layer. You can see it was actually used up just a little bit, and I used about that much for the first coat. I'm assuming probably almost as much with the second coat, and then we'll finish off this bottle and crack open a new one that I have. So, new applicator, all new towels. You're gonna go through a lot of towels and a lot of applicators. Let's begin. I'm gonna begin with this fender right here. And then once we get to here, you'll see, I'll try to bring the camera in to show you what the coating does on top of itself. So let's apply it to this little section here and kind of break at the body line. And you'll notice that it will want to not adhere. It just looks kind of funky. It may throw you off just a little bit. So you can kind of see, just kind of looks like it's more sitting on the top and not kind of melding in. And that's because the second layer is already starting to cure, or the first layer, excuse me, is already starting to cure. And at first it doesn't seem like it's adhering to the paint very well. Like right there, it wants to separate. I guess that's normal. They say to put 2 up to 3 coats of Mohs. So let's begin to wipe it off. And the wipe off is still extremely easy. It all comes off with no problem. And again, just make sure to catch all the edges and overlapping. All right, second coat is done, and this is how much I used. So almost like half the amount of last time. So that's typical because the product spreads more and it feels like I'm using less, which I guess I am. The second application goes very, very smooth. And like I showed you, it is a little weird on top. It looks like it doesn't want to adhere. If you're in a warmer environment, wipe right off and it removes just like the first coat, no problem at all. So we're going to, on the third coat, probably use up most of this, probably all of it, and then we'll see if I need to crack open the second bottle, but I may not have to do that. Usually this one bottle should get you 2 coats, maybe 2.5, especially a vehicle like this. These are pretty huge panels, even though the roof really isn't much, it's mostly sunroof, but it's a pretty big vehicle, and the doors are huge on it. It does take up, you know, a lot of coating. At least the first coat does. And the second coat just seems to spread a little bit better and maybe use less product. We're gonna let this sit for maybe about a half an hour or so, and then we'll continue third coat, and then we're gonna let it sit overnight, and then tomorrow we'll put on the fourth coat, fourth one being skin. That'll be it. And then I think all I need to do is the carpet and fabric inside, which is, it's really just the carpet on the bottom that needs to be protected and sprayed with the sea quartz fabric, and then dress the tires, and that's it. The vehicle will be done. It'll just have to sit for 24 hours and the customer will pick it up either Sunday or Monday. We'll be good to go on this one. So hang tight, guys. We'll be back in a second. Third and final layer. By the time you get to the third layer, it does start to grab a little bit more because of course the layers below it are starting to cure and harden. I don't know, personally I prefer just to do 2 coats of Mohs and then put the layer of skin, because I don't know if the third layer is really going to do much. The other layers are already starting to cure, and I don't know if this bonds well to it or not. I really don't know. Per customer request, I'm putting 3 layers on, waiting in between, but I can just tell that it starts to resist me a little bit by the third layer. When everything cures overnight and you put the fourth layer or the top coat of skin, that's different. That's actually super easy to apply, and it goes right over the coating with no problem. I don't have any resistance with it at all. It's a different type of coating anyway. It's very, very slick. And I guess you could just put 3 layers of Mohs and that's it, and you wouldn't have to worry about the top coat of skin, but I think they all work together really well because that top layer of skin is so hydrophobic. If you remember the video that we did on the black Corvette, click up in the card and check that video out. It's actually 2 parts, but part 2 is the coating video, the coating section, while the other part 1 is mostly the paint correction. That was a full paint correction on a 2018 jet black, black on black wheels, paint, trim, everything interior, and that was again the full new car prep like we're doing on this, wheels off, the works. So we put 2 layers of Mohs and 1 of skin, and 8 months later, where we just saw it a couple of months ago and did a maintenance wash. The owner has since sold it and getting another vehicle. It was reacting like it was just coated the previous day. So hydrophobic, it was unreal. You could blow the water right off the paint without even touching it, and the paint was looking perfect. I guess if you want a testimony about how the Syncro kit works, it's pretty awesome. And he kept that car garaged and kept it very clean and you know, took care of it meticulously. We are going to finish the rest of it. We're going to fly around it, get it done, and it's going to sit overnight. And we're back. We're going to apply the 4th layer, the skin layer, onto the Highlander. So let's continue with that. So here's Gyeon skin. I have about that much left in the bottle. Not sure if that'll get me through or not. We'll see, but I have another bottle if we need to crack it open. Oh yeah, I forgot. I actually removed the little dripper spout, but let's clean this. Make sure that's nice and clean. I have a whole package of these, the little pipettes, pippets, whatever you want to call them. These are disposable, so that's much easier. I can get exactly the amount that I want. Brand new microfiber applicator. Let's get to coating. And the temperature in here is much cooler than yesterday. We had some thunderstorms last night, and it brought down the temperature to high 60s, which is perfect. We have our little pipette in here. I'm going to just draw a little bit just to start here. And this application goes on very smooth, and it's very easy to wipe off. And it's basically wipe on, wipe off. Wow, it's nice and slick, comes off easily with no problems whatsoever. This is really the easiest and fastest coat on the vehicle. Still always have your light just to double check, just to make sure, because this will still leave high spots if you don't wipe away everything. But man, that's nice. That's really slick. I'm going to take my second towel and just quickly go over the surface, because if there's anything, the second towel will pick it up and make sure that nothing is there. So I'm going to go in a larger section here. I'm going to do half of the hood, as the product spreads a long way, which is really nice. I can get a larger section and just make sure to evenly go across it, not missing anything. And again, you'll see that the coating, it looks like it doesn't want to adhere to the surface at first. It kind of separates, kind of funny, but just keep going with it. I like to cross hatch just maybe 3 times, just so I see the coating clearly on the paint and I'm not missing any spots. Wow, and already it starts to kind of flash away pretty quick. You're barely buffing away anything. It just flashes so quickly. It seems to just kind of melt into the paint. Yeah, it's just, you know, it looks like a little bit of a residue if you don't get everything. Wow, but yeah, second towel picks up all the rest with no problem. So we'll buzz around the vehicle, get the last coat on here, and then again, it will sit overnight, another 24 hours, and this thing will be ready to go. know I said I was going to use Chemical Guys VRP, but I have CarPro Pearl, and I think I'm going to use that instead. Yes, Mr. made an appearance. Hi, buddy. You want to smell this? Ew, yuck. Yes, okay, buddy. So this stuff I'm just using straight. Hi. Hi. Okay. Wow. Yes, I know. Not time for you. No. 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 Come on, buddy. Okay, so I'm using this stuff straight. Just going to pour it on a little foam applicator. A little goes a long way. That's all I'm using. I forgot how much I like this stuff. I used to use it in the past, and I just kind of started using other products and just forgot about it. But I really do like how this product applies, and it's great. It is great on trim, and it does get some pretty good durability for exterior trim. Tires always get beat up, so I don't really think there's a tire shine or, you know, dressing that's going to outlast rain unless it's some sort of a rubber coating. For a dressing, this stuff is beautiful. Just makes it look brand new, really nice looking finish. Just makes it look like a brand new tire. No super high gloss or anything like that. It's just a nice satin finish. So that's what we're going to dress the tires in. CarPro Pearl. That's it. The Highlander is done. This new car prep is finished. So it was protected inside and out with a ton of Gyeon products. So guys, inside and out, this thing is ready to go, and I think the customer is going to love it. He's going to pick it up today. So guys, if you've enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up, like it, share it with others who may enjoy it, and don't forget to subscribe and click that bell. That way you get notifications each time our videos drop each week and you don't miss stuff. And guys, if you want to comment or ask any questions, please put them down below, or if you have any suggestions. You know, I'm always open to other ways of doing things and suggestions. Just please keep it positive. Anything negative, anything that doesn't make sense or doesn't need to be said, I'll simply delete it, block it, because I don't need any type of negativity on this channel. So please keep things positive. And for you guys who have been commenting and enjoy the channel, thank you guys for all of the support and really making the channel grow. I hope it just continues to grow and grow and grow, and I can provide more content for you guys. Really, it's been a fun way of sharing knowledge and experience and our detailing services with you over the past almost 2 years now. So again, thank you guys. So guys, if you're interested in any of the tools or the products that we use in today's video, please check out the links down below. They go to Amazon, and some of them also go to carguysupplies.com, where you can buy products like the Dr. Beasley's line, the G-Technic line, a bunch of the different towels that we use. Oh, also the CarPro line. So you can buy all of the CarPro stuff on there as well. They have all the new packaging. The AM Detail line with their new packaging. There's a ton of stuff on carguysupplies.com. So definitely go check them out. So thank you guys for watching. Hope you have a great week. Take care.